What if I told you the dream European trip you've always imagined isn't just for the rich? It's waiting for you, and your wallet can totally handle it in 2026. Forget those travel ads showing champagne and five-star hotels. We're talking cobbled streets, breathtaking views, and amazing food, all without draining your bank account. In this video, I'm spilling my 8 absolute best secrets to travel Europe on a budget in 2026, and trust me, some of these might actually surprise you with how easy they are. I've used these exact strategies to see incredible places, make unforgettable memories, and still come home with money in my pocket. So if you've been dreaming of exploring ancient ruins, tasting gelato in Italy, or hiking the Swiss Alps but thought it was just too expensive, stick around because your European adventure is about to become a reality. The biggest hurdle many young adults and budget travelers face when dreaming of Europe is the sticker shock. You see those flashy Instagram posts, the fancy dinners, the luxurious hotels, and you just assume it's out of reach. It feels like this exclusive club where you need a trust fund just to get through the door. I mean, who hasn't opened a travel website, seen flight prices, and instantly closed the tab, convinced it was impossible? But here's the thing, that's just one version of European travel, and it's not the one we're aiming for. Our goal is to soak up the rich history, vibrant culture, and stunning landscapes that Europe offers, but on our terms and definitely on our budget. It's all about smart choices and careful planning. I'm going to show you how to swap out those expensive habits for savvy strategies that unlock the true spirit of European travel without making your bank account cry. Most people automatically picture summer when they think of Europe. Sunshine, long days, everyone's out and about. And yes, it sounds amazing, but here's the catch. Everyone else thinks that too. The summer months, especially June, July, and August, are when prices skyrocket, accommodation gets booked solid, and you're fighting crowds just to see the Mona Lisa. It's a challenge to enjoy anything when you're elbow to elbow with thousands of other tourists, right? You want to savor that quiet moment looking at a historic church, not be rushed through it. That's where the magic of the shoulder seasons comes in. This is my absolute favorite budget tip, and it's a game changer. Instead of peak summer, aim for spring, April and May, or autumn, September and October. You still get fantastic weather. Often it's milder and more comfortable than the scorching summer heat. Think about it. Wandering through Paris in a light jacket in May, seeing all the flowers bloom, or experiencing the incredible fall foliage in Germany in October. It's beautiful. But the real win. Significantly lower prices on flights and accommodation. Hotels are practically begging for your business, and airfare drops considerably. Plus, the crowds are noticeably thinner. You can actually breathe at popular attractions. Take a photo without 100 strangers in the background, and generally have a more relaxed, authentic experience. I once went to Venice in late September, and it was glorious. The canals weren't packed with gondolas, the weather was perfect for walking, and I snagged a charming little Airbnb for a fraction of what it would have cost a month earlier. It felt like I had the city almost to myself. Airfare is often the first big bite out of your budget, and it can feel totally out of your control. You stare at those flight prices, wondering if you need to sell a kidney just to get across the Atlantic. It's a common pitfall. People assume they just have to pay whatever the big airlines demand. But if you play your cards right, you can save hundreds, sometimes even $1,000 just on flights. The secret? Budget airlines. Ryanair, EasyJet, Wizz Air. These names might sound a bit intimidating if you're used to full-service carriers, but they are your best friends when traveling within Europe. However, there's a catch. These airlines are masters of the unbundled fare, that super cheap ticket. It usually only includes a tiny personal item. Baggage fees, seat selection, even printing your boarding pass at the airport can cost extra. My buddy learned this the hard way on a trip from London to Rome. He thought he got a steal, but by the time he added his carry-on and checked bag, he'd paid almost double the original ticket price. The trick is to know their rules inside and out before you book. Check their baggage dimensions and weight limits, and pay for any bags online in advance. It's always cheaper than at the airport. And when it comes to booking, act early. Flights open up about 11-12 months in advance, and the sweet spot for booking international flights is often 3-6 months out. Be flexible with your travel dates. Flying midweek is usually cheaper than weekends. And here's another little gem. Sometimes flying into a less popular, smaller airport near your desired city can save you a bundle, even with the cost of a train or bus transfer into the city center. For example, flying into Girona instead of Barcelona, or Beauvais instead of Paris, can make a huge difference. Always check nearby airports. Once you've tackled flights, the next big expense looming over your head is where you're going to sleep. Hotels, especially in popular European cities, can quickly devour your budget. We've all seen those pictures of tiny, overpriced hotel rooms that cost more than your monthly rent. It feels like you have to choose between a decent place to stay and actually affording to do things on your trip. But let me tell you, there are so many fantastic budget-friendly options that offer comfort, convenience, and even a chance to meet other travelers or experience local life. Forget those expensive chain hotels in the city center. Your wallet will thank you for exploring hostels, Airbnbs, guest houses, and even budget hotels. Hostels have come a long way from the dingy dorms of old. Many now offer private rooms, stylish common areas, and amazing social atmospheres. They're perfect for meeting other travelers and swapping stories or tips. I've stayed in some incredible hostels, from a castle in Scotland to a super modern pod hostel in Lisbon. Airbnb can be a goldmine, especially if you're traveling with a friend or a small group. Splitting the cost of an entire apartment can be cheaper than individual hostel beds and gives you access to a kitchen, which is another massive budget saver we'll talk about later. When looking for accommodation, don't be afraid to search just outside the absolute city center. Often, places a few metro or bus stops away are significantly cheaper, and Europe's public transport is so excellent that you won't feel like you're missing out. Just make sure it's well connected and you'll be golden. Trying to navigate a new city, especially a huge European one, can feel overwhelming. You step off the plane or train, and suddenly you're faced with a maze of streets, different languages, and the urge to just grab the nearest taxi. Taxis, though convenient, are budget killers. You might think, well, it's just one ride. But those just one rides add up faster than you can say Eiffel Tower. The challenge here is overcoming that initial discomfort and embracing the incredible public transport systems that Europe has to offer. They are truly world-class, efficient, and surprisingly easy to use once you get the hang of them. Europe's trains, buses, and trams are not just ways to get around. They're an integral part of the experience. Mastering them is essential for budget travel. Not only are they far cheaper than taxis or ride shares, but they often offer a glimpse into local life. You'll see people commuting, heading to markets, or just going about their day. For getting around cities, look into purchasing multi-day passes or city cards. These often give you unlimited rides on buses, trams, and metros for a set period, saving you money compared to buying individual tickets. Many city cards also include discounts or free entry to museums and attractions, which is a fantastic bonus. For traveling between cities or even countries, trains are usually your best bet. Europe's rail network is extensive and comfortable. For longer distances, consider an overnight bus or train. This is a brilliant budget hack because you save on a night's accommodation while also getting from point A to point B. I've done overnight trains from Budapest to Krakow and from Lisbon to Madrid. You wake up in a new city, rested mostly, and ready to explore, having effectively killed two birds with one stone. Food is a huge part of the travel experience, right? Trying new cuisines, tasting local delicacies, it's all part of the adventure. But it's also where your budget can take a severe beating if you're not careful. The typical tourist trap restaurants right next to major attractions know you're just passing through, so they often charge exorbitant prices for mediocre food. It's easy to fall into the trap of convenience, grabbing whatever is closest when you're hungry, only to realize you just paid €20 for a bland sandwich and a soda. You want to enjoy delicious food, not regret your meal choices because of the cost or quality. The solution is simple: eat like a local. This means stepping away from the main squares and tourist hotspots. Wander a few blocks down a side street, and you'll often find small, family-run restaurants that serve authentic, delicious food at a fraction of the price. Look for places where locals are eating. That's always a good sign. Local markets are another budget traveler's paradise. They're vibrant, full of fresh produce, and offer incredibly affordable snacks and ready-to-eat meals. Imagine grabbing fresh fruit, local cheeses, and a warm baguette for a picnic lunch in a beautiful park, costing you just a few euros. Street food vendors are also your friend, offering quick, tasty, and cheap options. Think of Italian arancini, German currywurst, or Spanish churros. And here's the biggest game changer. If your accommodation has a kitchen like an Airbnb or even some hostels, use it. Buy groceries from a local supermarket and make some of your own meals. Packing your own lunches and snacks for the day can save you a ton of money, leaving more room in your budget for that special dinner out or an extra experience. My friend and I saved so much by making our own breakfast and packing sandwiches for lunch almost every day on our 2-week trip through Italy. It meant we could splurge on a couple of really nice dinners and still stay within budget. It's easy to look at a travel guide and see a list of must-do activities, each with its own entry fee adding up quickly. You start to feel like you have to pay to experience anything worthwhile. The problem is, many people don't realize how much of Europe's charm and beauty is completely free. You don't need to spend a fortune on tickets to museums and attractions to have an incredible trip. The biggest challenge here is often just knowing what's free and how to find it. Europe is absolutely packed with amazing free things to do, and embracing them will dramatically cut down your daily spending. Think about it. Wandering through historic districts like Rome's Trastevere or Prague's Old Town Square. Just soaking in the atmosphere, people watching, and admiring the architecture is an experience in itself. Parks are another incredible resource. Places like Hyde Park in London, Tiergarten in Berlin, or Luxembourg Gardens in Paris offer stunning beauty and a perfect spot for a free afternoon. Many world-class museums offer free admission days or hours. You just need to do a quick search online for free museum days, city name. I once got into the Uffizi Gallery in Florence for free because I timed my visit right. Walking tours, especially free ones where you tip your guide at the end, which is still incredibly budget-friendly, are a fantastic way to learn about a city's history and culture from a local. Keep an eye out for free events and festivals happening during your visit too. Many cities have open-air concerts, street performances, or cultural celebrations that won't cost you a dime. Embrace these opportunities, and you'll find your itinerary packed with enriching experiences without emptying your pockets. This tip might sound simple, but it's one of the most effective ways to save money, time, and hassle. The challenge is our natural tendency to overpack, just-in-case items, multiple outfits for every scenario, extra shoes. All that stuff adds up, not just in weight but in potential fees. You get to the airport, your bag is overweight, and suddenly you're paying an extra €50 for a checked bag you didn't even plan for. Or worse, you check a bag and then have to wait at the carousel at every airport, eating into your precious travel time. The golden rule for budget travel in Europe is to pack light enough for a carry-on bag only. Seriously, just a carry-on. This strategy completely eliminates checked baggage fees on budget airlines and even on some standard carriers, which can easily save you hundreds of dollars over a multi-city trip. It also gives you incredible flexibility. Imagine getting off a plane or train and walking straight out. No waiting, no worrying about lost luggage. You're free to hop on a bus or metro and head directly to your accommodation. The secret to packing light is versatility. Choose clothes that can be mixed and matched, worn in layers and easily hand-washed if needed. Think solid colors, comfortable shoes, and multi-purpose items. My travel uniform usually includes a few t-shirts, 1 or 2 long-sleeve tops, comfortable pants, jeans, a light jacket, and a compact rain shell. Roll your clothes tightly to save space, and use packing cubes if you have them. Trust me, the freedom of not dragging a huge suitcase through cobblestone streets or up flights of stairs is priceless, and the money you save is a huge bonus. You might hear some people say that spontaneous travel is the best. And while there's a certain romance to just showing up somewhere for budget travel, especially to a popular destination like Europe, spontaneity can be a budget killer. The problem is the best deals often go first, and last-minute bookings rarely offer savings. You run the risk of inflated prices, limited choices, and unnecessary stress if you wait too long. It's like trying to get the best seats to a concert an hour before it starts. Usually you're stuck with whatever's left and it costs more. For your 2026 European adventure, planning and booking in advance is your superpower. This means researching your destinations thoroughly. What do you want to see? How will you get there? Where will you sleep? Create a detailed itinerary, even if it's just a loose one, so you have a roadmap. The biggest things to book ahead are flights and accommodation. As we discussed, booking flights 3-6 months out is often ideal for international travel, and popular hostels or Airbnbs can fill up quickly, especially in shoulder seasons. The earlier you book, the more likely you are to snag those early bird discounts and secure the best deals before prices climb. This doesn't mean you can't be flexible. In fact, having the big pieces in place frees you up to be spontaneous with your day-to-day activities. Knowing your major costs are locked in at a good price gives you peace of mind and allows you to better allocate your remaining budget to experiences. I once waited too long to book a train from Rome to Florence and ended up paying almost double what I would have if I just booked it a month earlier. Learn from my mistake. A little planning goes a very long way in keeping your European dream within budget. By implementing these 8 simple yet powerful tips, your unforgettable European adventure in 2026 isn't just a fantasy, it's a completely achievable reality. You'll experience the magic of Europe, stay well within your budget, and truly prioritize experiences over unnecessary expenses. If you're ready to start planning your dream trip, check out this video next for even more budget travel hacks.